And welcome back to Learning from Leaders, Part 2, today with Patrick Dewar and Marc Harty, the 30-minute PR guy. And I'm really excited to have Marc on the air because he's going to give you tools on how you can get the attention of the press. And so often we forget that the press is not just all of the different big news agencies that have TV as their main media, but rather there's so many other ways to get press, whether it's radio, TV, the newspapers and print, but now it's online. Online is so much bigger in every area, in every way, and to really reach out and target your client, your ideal client, with the press that's out there. So with that, Marc, thank you for being on the show.
Glad to be here.
I want to get into the real process that you walk a client through, because you have a unique experience from the education through to the services that you render. So let's talk about that.
Sure. Well, I think the best place to start is to kind of qualify people's expectations. You know, people come in with an expectation about PR based on what they've heard, what they've seen, what they've read. I've got a slide here that talks about the definition of PR. And this is actually from dictionary.com, and the definition is it's an announcement of an event, a performance, or other newsworthy item that's issued to the press. Now, my feeling is that was an adequate definition up until, say, 5 or 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that definition is no longer adequate. And so I like to, when I begin in a client engagement, I like to really kind of set the stage on why, what is this, why is it different? So I have a new definition, which I also have on a slide here, and that's...
okay, go ahead and put that up.
The new definition is a proven vehicle to instantly and consistently generate leads from the media, the public, and other sources through tested online methods. And when I share this with people, a lot of times their eyes, they're either their eyes open or their jaw drops because it just is beyond what they normally expect. So that's the first step, is really kind of setting that stage on what is this new PR and how can I benefit from it.
Well, I know that when you talk about consistently generating leads, and that has to catch the attention of any entrepreneur out there going, now, I heard something about, in a sense, people that could be clients. And then the tested online method, again, you've got essentially proof of the generating leads. So what are some of the tools that you use to consistently generate leads that with tested methods?
Sure. Well, one of the things, again, that people need to think about differently with press releases is when you think about the old press release, it was an announcement. I'm launching a new company, a new product, new service. I won an award, all these different things. And it's very transactional. It's like it's here today, gone tomorrow. And with online PR, when you write a press release and you distribute it and you do what's called optimizing it, that sounds very complicated. It's got lots of syllables. But all it really means is using keywords, words that people would type into Google to find you, and sprinkle those through your press release. And when you optimize a press release and you submit it online, it stays out there for weeks, for months, even for years, generating traffic and leads. So in terms of what I do, or what I would recommend, is you get a press release template. You can find one on my site. It's free, 30minutepr.com. And that has a 7-point formula that I've tested. And it's really fill in the blanks. So that's one thing. The second thing is you want to put the keywords in your press release so people can find you. And it's not hard. So if you're, we're here in Dallas, and say, Dallas Chiropractor. If you're doing a press release for Dallas Chiropractor, you'd want to put Dallas Chiropractor in the headline. You'd want to put it in the first paragraph, the last paragraph, and maybe a couple other times through the body, through the text.
So you really have to salt your everything that you write out there in a way that it has the keywords throughout. Is
Yes.
that what I'm hearing?
Yes, that's correct. And I'll give you another really good tip that I'd say even PR professionals miss. And that is, even if you're doing something that is short-term in nature, say that, we both do public speaking. Say we're doing an event, and I want to do a press release to promote that event.
Right.
Well, that event is a specific date and time. And once it's over, you think, well, gee, the press release is irrelevant, right? Oh, no, not so. Well, you want to, because we mentioned before that these press releases live on, you want to have an element of it that's what's called evergreen.
Okay.
And evergreen is something that's timeless. So even if we're doing an event, maybe we have something that's a special report or some information of value that people can still say, hey, I want that, even though the event is over. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it sure does. So what are some keys for creating an evergreen presence?
In terms of, you want something obviously that can generate leads. So, something like a white paper, a special report. Maybe it's something about, a complimentary visit if you're a chiropractor. Or in our cases, we're in marketing. Maybe we offer a complimentary telephone consultation, but something that they know is consistent no matter if they read the press release today or 6 months from now.
Oh, so it's always going to be able to, it's always the invite. It's the open invite throughout the conversation that says, let's continue a dialogue.
Yes, and the other important point about that is a lot of press releases do not have a call to action. And we're not talking about marketing. We're not talking about sale, 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 buy, buy, buy. No,
Right.
That's not it. But you can have a very strategic call to action in terms of incentivizing people to take that next step, to go to your website, to give them, to put in their email address to get that information.
How do you target a press release to a specific person? Because online, isn't it a little different as far as who's actually reading it? It's not media moguls, it's people. How do you change that?
Well, the easiest way is what I like to call, do you want to go horizontal or do you want to go vertical?
Okay.
So horizontal means you want very broad distribution, which is, I can do business with anybody, either media or customers online. Vertical is you want to target a specific, maybe you want to target a specific industry. Maybe you want to target a specific geographic area, like we're here in Dallas-Fort Worth. And again, if you go back to my definition, tested online methods, there's a lot of things that you can do now to target. So a lot of these press release sites, we can get into that in a little bit, allow you to target a geographic area or, in some cases, a specific industry.
Right. Now, can you reuse a press release for a different industry? Let's say that you want to reach chiropractors or dentists or something like that. You're trying to reach that arena, and you've got an ancillary product to them. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way to reuse the same press release but just change the words to, attention dentist instead of attention chiropractors? Or do you even do that kind of thing where you use attention type of, I guess I'm so used to writing ad copy for a sales page, I'm sitting there going, how do you, that's a twist. We're going to have to take a break and we're going to come back. I want you to connect with Marc on, it's 30minutepr.com, 30minutepr.com, and they'll get, what do they get if they go there?
Well, they get, first of all, a ton of free content. And I post articles regularly. And so they can learn a lot about what is happening right now, cutting edge with online PR and publicity and social media.
That's great. Well, we're going to take a break. When we get back, we're going to go into what are some of the pitfalls that people have in getting online PR and how you can overcome them. We'll be right back.